Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new Doctor Who video where we are just 24 hours away from the first Doctor Who Christmas special for 6 years, the first full episode for Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor and for Millie Gibson as the companion Ruby. It's a real exciting, so let's have a quick little preview and discussion about what we're going to expect from the episode tomorrow. So as I say, we've waited quite a while for this. We've slogged through 6 years featuring 3 New Year's Day specials and nothing on Christmas Day since Twice Upon a Time in 2017. It feels like Doctor Who is back in its rightful place on Christmas Day. It's just felt weird these last few years not having a Christmas special, and even last year not even having a New Year's Day special, just having no festive special off the Power of the Doctor. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to an actual Christmas-themed episode because it just feels right for Doctor Who. I have memories of watching the Christmas Invasion in 2005 as a 7-year-old, the pure excitement of watching that, and then that trailer at the end for Series 2 as well. All of that just excitement and the nostalgia of it all, it just feels like the right thing. So I'm really excited just to be able to watch Doctor Who on Christmas Day tomorrow. But what can we expect from this episode? We obviously know that it's Ncuti's first proper episode. It's going to be great to see him sort of fully in action as the Doctor. I think it was amazing to see him in the giggle and see that sort of 15 minutes of his Doctor, but also it's great that we kind of know that this story isn't going to be the Doctor sitting in a bed for 45 minutes like the Christmas Invasion, or just running around going crazy because he's just regenerated and doesn't know who he is and all that stuff. Like, we've kind of skipped over all the post-regeneration trauma and not really done that this time around, which I think is brilliant because it means we're going to get a Doctor just going straight into action in this episode. Like, we're just going to be straight into it and not having him figuring out who he is. It's going to be, I think really this story is going to be so much about the new companion Ruby Sunday. It's going to be her story. We obviously know it's called The Church on Ruby Road, so it's clearly going to be a lot focused on her sort of being an orphan and adopted as a child, and somehow the Doctor getting involved in that as well, I think, and that sort of timeline, which I'm very interested in. Are we going to start getting into some sort of weird, messy thing where the Doctor's interfering in the past of the companion, like we've sort of seen in Matt Smith's era, I suppose, to an extent? I'm intrigued to see if it goes down that route or if it's just the Doctor sort of observing events of Ruby's past, which could be quite interesting. But it really does just feel like this is the start of the new era. Like, obviously it's been great. It's been really fun to have the 3 episodes with David Tennant and Catherine Tate. It's been celebratory. It has been great to have that as part of our sort of anniversary celebrations. But really, to me, it feels like this is where RTD2, the new era, really starts, because we've got our new Doctor, our new companion, our new kind of just feeling and vibe to the programme, whereas the last 3 were kind of Series 4 Mark II. Obviously, they were quite different, but it was always going to naturally be more about being like what we sort of know and we're used to from David Tennant and Catherine Tate, whereas this is a whole sort of fresh take on the show. I think we've seen from the trailers and the clips, we've got the Doctor in a nightclub meeting Ruby and pretending to be the gin and tonic inspector and all that kind of stuff, which I'm sure will be a little bit debated afterwards, and people will be like, is it right to show the Doctor in a nightclub and all this kind of stuff? And yes, I kind of do see it as a little bit, it's a surprising choice, I suppose, but I'm sure within the episode it's going to make sense and it's going to work. And this is just a very different Doctor to the ones we've seen in the past. I think we already get that vibe and we know that's what it's going to be, but he's still very clearly going to be the Doctor. That's what we saw in the giggle, and I'm sure by the end of this episode we're going to be seeing that and feeling that even more. Now, one thing we know Russell T Davies always does brilliantly, and I think we're going to see a significant part in this story, is creating that sort of real world and that family around the companion. We know with Ruby Sunday we're going to meet, I think, her adoptive mum and grandmother as well, and just creating that family like we've seen so many times from RTD in the past with Rose's family, with Donna's family, Martha's family. He's so, I think, definitely better than any of the other sort of lead writers of the show. He's been great at building that normal world for the companion and that family around them, and I'm really intrigued to see how that plays out in this story, how well established that is. Are they characters that then turn up again lots in season 1 and season 2? Is it just going to be in this episode? I'm really interested to see kind of how that plays out, and also the fact that we know she's an orphan, she's adopted as a child, and whether they play into that at all with the Doctor as well, because obviously we know off the back of the Timeless Childs that the Doctor is also sort of an orphan and adopted by Tecteun back in all that fun stuff from the Timeless Child, which I know how much you guys love. I'm intrigued to see whether Russell picks up on that and uses that as a point of sort of comparison or bonding for the two of them, or whether it's something that Russell is choosing to kind of leave in the past. Now we've kind of moved out of that. He referenced it in the 60th specials. Is that it, or is actually this going to be at the crux of their relationship, that they both kind of come from the same place in that sense? I certainly think this is going to be an action-packed and fun and exciting adventure. It's a Christmas Day Doctor Who episode, so obviously it's going to be full of comedy and laughs and fun stuff. We know we've got the goblins and the Goblin King and their ship and all of this stuff. We've got this silly song, which is terrible but funny. So obviously we've kind of seen how that scene is going to play out, but I'm pretty sure we've also seen rumours that Shooty and maybe Millie as well are going to be singing a verse of the Goblin song within the special. So it could be the first time, at least on screen, that we see the Doctor actually doing a musical number. So that's quite significant, quite a big moment for the show. I'm sure, again, that will probably be controversial and some people will love it and some people will hate it. I think it's just going to be a load of fun and laughs, and that's kind of what I feel like Doctor Who Christmas specials are supposed to be. There's definitely going to be some depth in there as well. I think, as I say, I think that whole relationship and dynamic between the Doctor and Ruby, I think, is really going to give that kind of emotional crux to the episode. And we've obviously seen shots of the 15th Doctor crying in the snow and stuff like that as well. So clearly there's going to be some, real emotive moments in this special alongside some of the more ridiculous, nonsensical stuff with goblins and things like that, which I think is probably going to be a bit silly. And we also know, and it's been mentioned by Russell, that there are going to be a few little hints and sort of clues and things that are just going to carry on into season 1 and beyond, that it's all going to get set up here and then build up through the season into the big season finale at the end of season 1. So I'm very interested to see if they're kind of easy to spot, if it's really obvious on the nose, here is your mystery for the next season, come and join us next season to find out what it's all about, or whether it's going to be very, very subtle. I'm very interested to see sort of how they approach that as well. And I must just mention, I am aware there has been leaks of some of the plot of this story on Reddit, much like there was for the 60th. Please don't post them down in the comments. I've pretty much avoided all of that, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want it to stay like that, so there's no need to post that in the comments down below, as much as you might know it already. And yes, it's probably going to be accurate. I know that there was leaked rumours of Davina McCall and goblins, and then that became true, so that's obviously what's happening. But yeah, don't mention that down below. But please do, guys, let me know in the comments below your thoughts and, your predictions. If you don't already know, if you haven't seen the leaks, give me your predictions for this episode. What are you most excited for? Is it just seeing the 15th Doctor? Is it meeting Ruby Sunday? Is it going to be that relationship? Is it the goblins, the goblin song? Is it Murray Gold's score for this episode? Because I am super excited for a load more variants of 15's theme. Already in that little clip that was on the Graham Norton show of the Doctor running and jumping over buildings, there was a great variation of 15's theme in there. So I am so ready for all the variations. You will hear them on my channel as well in the unreleased music after the episode, because it's going to be, I just know it's going to be a banger. His theme is fantastic, and obviously this will be the first time we get to hear Ruby Sunday's sort of waltzy theme as well. And I'm pretty sure it was mentioned at some point in an interview that we're going to hear Ruby Sunday play her theme in the episode. Whether that's in this episode, I know we see that Ruby's part of a band, so maybe it's in this episode that she does it, or it's at some point down the line, but they're going to kind of canonize it within the show, I suppose, by having her actually playing diegetically what becomes her non-diegetic theme. I think that's a really just interesting, fun thing to do, and so I'll be intrigued to see if it's in this episode as well. But yeah, guys, do let me know your thoughts and what you predict is going to happen in the episode down in the comments below. But that is just about it for this video, guys. Remember to hit that like button, that subscribe button if you're new here. It's been great to get a few new subs recently, and to hit 9,000 subscribers is really exciting. I'm so thankful for all of you guys for subscribing, for watching my videos and interacting. It's always just a real fun and a real joy, and I'm aiming for 10,000 next year, so let's keep pushing and see if we can get to there as well. But yes, guys, that's just about it from this video. Merry Christmas, have a great Christmas, and I'll chat to you guys in a couple of days after the church on Ruby Road. But for now, it's goodbye.